Hi everyone, welcome to Civil Engineering Blooms. This channel is about the content related to civil engineering and the softwares related to civil engineering. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. So in this ETABS tutorial, we are going to learn about the analysis, design and detailing of a 3D structure. So I am going to explain from the beginning level, which will be useful for the beginners. So we are going to see how to define the sections and how to define the materialistic properties, and you can find these basic things in the previous videos. I'm going to attach the link of those videos in the description so you can check it out there. So let's get started. So these are the properties I'm going to define for our structure. I'm going to consider external beams as 300 by 230 mm. I mean like both together area mm square. And similarly internal beams I'm going to consider that as 230 cross 230 and column 300 cross 300. Okay. And for slab thickness it is 150 mm. And yeah, just we'll be getting back to E tabs. So I'm going to click on new model here. So we got this model initialization window here. If you want to get the properties from already existing file, you can go for use settings from a model file. So as I said before, this is for the beginner level. I'm going from the beginning level. Use built-in settings with. So just go for display units and set it for metric SI. Since we are going to take force and length units in SI units. And go for steel section database, and we have to set it for Indian. And steel design code is IS 800 2007, and concrete design is just you can go for IS 456 here and click on OK. So we are going to get some grid settings here, new model quick templates. So we can set the grids here. In X direction, if you need a 4 or 5, whatever directions you need. In X direction I need 4, and in Y direction I need 4. Sorry, in X direction I need 5, and in Y direction I need 4. And I'm going to give the spacing as 3 by 3 here. And according to that we need to calculate the loads also. So just right now I'm taking 3 by 3 frames here. And yeah, number of stories, let it be 4, and from bottom story height I want to change it for 4.5. That is from foundation to plinth level. And the default floor height is 3 meters. If you wish to change the height, you can change it here. Okay. And after setting these all the things, just click on OK. And after clicking OK, we'll be getting the grid lines on the screen. So we are going to get the 2D view as well as the 3D view, left and right sides. So like this it will be displayed. We need to place beams, columns and slabs. So we are going to define all these three elements in our structure. So what I'm going to do is I have to define the column, beam and slab. Before that we have to define the materialistic properties also. So just click on define and go for material properties. So click on add new material, and you can go for Indian here, and material type just click on concrete. And I want to define the grade here. From the list you can select the required grade of concrete. So just I want to go for M25 grade concrete and click on OK. And obviously we are going to get the material property data window here. And if you want to rename the material name, you can rename it, or else let it be M25. Okay. And no need to change anything, just we are going to get the materialistic properties here, like material weight and mass and other mechanical properties like elasticity, Poisson's ratio, etc. So click on OK. And similarly add new material, and just I'm going to define the rebar. So whatever the reinforcement we are going to add in a beam or columns, that is defined as the rebar here, and steel is totally related to steel structure here. So don't get confused with these two terms here. Click on rebar and click on OK. I mean if you want to change the grade, you can change it here and let it be HYSD 415 here, and click on OK. So here again we are going to get the data related to the materials. I'm not going to change anything, so just click on OK. And to close this window again, click on OK again. So already I have made a video on this materialistic properties. You can click on see in the description for the link. Okay, or else you can click on I button here. And the next step is to define the beam properties and column properties, like cross section properties. So I'm going for define and just click on section properties. Just go for section properties and click on frame sections, and I'm going to define a new property. If you are having already existing structure, then you can import also. So we'll see this in another video. Click on add new property, and the default section shape is concrete rectangle. If you want to change the section type, you can choose from this shape also. So let it be concrete rectangular and okay. Right now I'm going to define the beam cross section. So as we discussed before, I'm going to define the beam external beams as 300 by 230 and internal beams as 230 by 230. Okay, so coming back to E tabs, yeah, I'm going to give the name as let it be E beams, let it be external beams. So just I'm going to give as E beams here, and the material I want to give is M25, that is concrete material. And to implement the rebar properties here, so just go for reinforcement and click on modify or show rebar, and you are going to get the properties related to rebar here. And under design type, just select M3 design only, that is beam design. And under rebar material, just choose HYSD 415, and similar way ties HYSD 415 confinement bars. So click on OK, and we have to change the section dimensions. I'm going to give depth as 300 and similar way width as 230, and just click on OK here. So if you have any doubts, just you can go for again modify or show property, and you can cross check the properties given here. Okay, so just I want to check the reinforcement details here. Yeah, so previously we have defined HYSD 415, and let it be okay. Click on OK to close this one. So I want to add a property for internal beams also, so add new property again. So click on OK, and we'll be getting the same window again. So I'm going to give I beams here, or let us take internal beams. So yeah, under material just select M25 again. So I want to define the depth as 230, and similarly width is also 230 here, and just go for reinforcement. Yeah, under M3 design only, we have to select the longitudinal bars for HYSD 415, and similarly confinement bars HYSD 415. So again click on OK to close this window, and add new property again. To add the column property, I'm going to take rectangular cross section. So column properties are 300 by 300 square cross section. So yeah, under material again choose M25, and the depth is 300, and similarly width is also 300 here. Okay, so similarly again go for reinforcement or show rebar, and under PM to M3 design column, so just select longitudinal bars as HYSD, and similarly tie bars as HYSD 415, and click on OK. So in this way we have defined the material properties, and as well as properties, cross sections for beams and columns. So click on OK to close this window. Similar way we need to define the slab properties also. So just go for define and section properties, and just go for slab sections, and go click on add new property, and I'm going to give the name as in capital letters slab. So you can define any name as per your requirement. So I'm going to define it as slab 1, and under slab material again I'm going to choose the M25. Okay, and you can define the thickness here. So I'm going to define the thickness as 150 for slab here. So just define 150 mm, and click on OK to close this window. So yeah, I think there is existing slab 1. Okay, let me change for SLAB slab, and click on OK. So automatically slab has been acting here. It has been added in the list, and so click on OK to close this window. So next step is to draw the slab. Just I'm going to select the quick draw floors here. Like this is the icon, quick draw floor, and we need to choose the slab. So just go for the property, and you can choose the slab here. So just go for the slab, and directly you can click in the internal part. And if you observe, automatically we are going to get the slabs in this 3D portion also. Otherwise, simply you can highlight all the squares here to get the slabs automatically like this. Okay. So since we have selected similar floors at the bottom right, we are going to get slabs for only floors here. And yeah, almost the property assignment has been over. And next step is to create the support conditions. So I'm just going for elevation. Click on set elevation view. and just let it be A and apply OK. So default there are some pinpoint type of property there, I mean support. So just select the bottom side of the column and just go for assign, and you can go for joint. Under that click on restraints and select the fixed support from the fast restraints and apply, click on OK. So automatically if you observe the fixed supports has been assigned here, and the next step is to assign the loads. So automatically in ETAP self weight will be calculated, and apart from the self weight, if you want to go for any other external dead loads, you can define the dead loads, external dead loads, and similar way we have to define the live loads also. I'm going for plan view again, and I want to define the loads here. So just go for plan view and from story 4 apply and OK. So, and one more thing, here we are having 3D view in the line format. If you want to see this in extruded view, means solid view, you can click here. Just go for 3D view, click here, and just go for this option, extruded view toggle, and just click on this one. Just you can click on this option, and automatically it will be converted into 3D objects like this. So simply we got the 3D structure like this. Okay. So now I want to assign wall loads on the external beams, and similarly wall loads, partition wall loads in internal beam on the internal beams, and similarly I want to assign the slab loads also. So to calculate the wall loads, we need to take the volume of the wall for 1 meter and unit weight of the brick. On the external beams, we are going to get the load of 13.8 kilonewton per meter. So I actually for 1 meter, and the height is 3 meters and thickness of the wall is 0.23. And here the unit weight of brick is 20 kilonewton per meter square. So just going for ETABS and just go for assign, and you can go for frame just go for frame loads, and you can go for distributed. And before that you need to select the beams here. So just I'm going to select the beam. So select carefully, otherwise the slab will be highlighted. So click on the external beams and just go for assign and frame loads, distributed, and you can give the dead load, and the load will be 13.8 for the external wall, and click on apply. So automatically the loads has been applied here, and again I want to apply the internal load on the internal beam. So just I'm going to select this one. So I'm going to select on the internal beams here. So just you can move this aside, and you can select the internal beams like this. If accidentally we are selecting the slab, you can just click on it again to deselect the object. So after selecting the internal walls, just come back to this window, frame load assignment, and give the load as 6.6. So internal wall load is 6.6, and click on apply and OK. Fine. So similar way, now I want to assign the loads on the slab, that is dead load and live load. So what I'm going to do is just select the slabs here. I'm going to select all these slabs. And again go for assign, and just go for shell loads and select uniform, second option, and under load pattern name dead, that is gravity load, I'm going to assign 1.5 kilonewton per meter square, apply. And again I want to apply live load for the same slabs. If you want to reselect the objects again, just you can go for Control J. So previously whatever we have selected, to select the same objects again, go for Control J, and automatically it will be highlighted like this. Okay. So I want to define the live load here. Just click on live, and I want to give the live load as 2 kilonewton per meter square, and click on apply and OK. Fine. So this is about the load application, and after this we are going to do the analysis and design. Proceed for the analysis, and before that we need to define the combinations also. So just click on define and go for load combinations, and click on add new combo. So just you can define name here. I'm going to give 1.5 times of 1.5 times of dead load plus live load here. So let it be named like that, and I'm going to add a new load here, and just rename it as live here. Sorry, just you can select the live from the list. 1.5 times of the dead load, and similarly 1.5 times of the live load. So click on OK, and automatically one combination has been created, and it will be useful for analysis and design and for detailing also. So click on OK, and automatically the load combination has been created. And if you observe on the slab, it is showing the 2 kilonewton per meter square here on the screen. If you don't want to see this load values, you can click on this icon, display shell load assignment. So default it is showing for dead load, and if you want to see for live load, you can click on that and click on apply. So you can see the live load, and if you want to check for dead load, just go for dead and click on apply, and you can see the loads for 1.5 of dead load. Okay, so similar way we are going to get the beam loads also. If you want to hide the values, click on display frame load assignments, and you can go for show loading values. Just deselect that one, and you can see the only load assignment on the beams. Just I'm going for elevation view here and apply and OK. So we can see the UDL distributed on the beams like this. Okay, so next step is to check the model and go for the analysis part. So click on analyze and check model. So just we are going to check whether there are any errors in the structure. Click on OK. Sorry, before that before checking the model, we need to go for this all. So I'm going to click on select all and click on OK. So automatically we can go for check model. Yeah, already we got that no error. So go for analyze. Yeah, model has been checked, no warning messages or generated. So click on analyze and just go for run analysis, or you can do F5 as the shortcut key. So before that it is asking to save the file. I'm going to go for 3D frame here, just giving the name as 3D frame and save. And automatically the analysis is running. It has been initialized at the bottom side. You can see the prompts here. So yeah, analysis has been completing. So next step, so we got the deformed shape of the structure like this. And if you want to see the results, just I have clicked on this elevation view, and you can go for display frame related forces here. And if you want to see for dead load or live load, you can choose it here. Okay, so whatever you need to choose, just select here. And if you want to see the shear forces, you can click on shear and apply, and automatically we are going to get the shear force distribution. And similarly you can go for moment to check the moment forces, and you can go for 3D view in this one, and you are going to get the moments like this. So similarly moment 3 and click on apply. So we'll be waiting for other members like this and click on OK, right? And next one is to create design here. So to do the design, I'm going for elevation view again and click on click on elevation, apply and OK. Now I want to check for the design. So we can check the preferences here. Click on here, and we'll be having view or revise preferences. So here just we need to check whether all options are correct or not. You can check the gamma value of steel, that is factor of safety is 1.15, and similarly for concrete 1.5. So no need to change anything. You can click on OK. And if you want to set preferences for column and beam reinforcement, again expand this one and just go for rebar section rules for columns. And under columns you can select the smallest and largest diameters of the reinforcement. I'm going to choose 12 minimum, and let the largest be 28, let it be 28. And similarly for ties, you can go for smallest as 8 and the largest let it be 12. Already you can choose 10 also. So click on OK. And similarly I want to choose for beam also, and again expand and go for rebar section rules for beams, and automatically you are going to get this window again. So under smallest bar just go for 12, and for bottom bar also it is 12 only. Click on 12, and largest bar let it be 28. So just stirrup bars is at right side. Here we are having non-seismic requirements and seismic requirements. Right now we are dealing with non-seismic structure, so no need to define seismic requirements here. And smallest bar for stirrups is let it be 8 and largest be 12 again. And I'm going to define the maximum space as 300, so as per the codal values, and go on OK. So just you can go for start design or check. and automatically the design will be run here. So we got the design values like this. So it is showing the uh, reinforcement of the like area of steel required for the columns and the beams here. Okay, if you want to check only for the columns, you can go for, yeah, so just click on this tick mark option, set display options, or Control W is the shortcut key. So you can simply unselect the beams and the floors here and click on apply and OK. So we can see the column reinforcement section here. And if you want to check with the percentage of the steel, so you can expand, you can go for display design info, and under longitudinal reinforcement just go for rebar percentage, apply and OK. So minimum reinforcement has been provided for all the columns. So according to the given loads. Yeah. So after this we need to go for detailing. Just click on detailing and go for detailing preferences. If you wish to change any preferences for detailing, you can change it here. So the default units are metric, and for length it is meter, and section and thickness is mm. Rebar spacing is mm again, and for force it is ton. I can change it for kilonewton. And similarly material quantities are also given here. I'm going to change the rebar weight to kilogram. Okay. So click on OK, and you can go for detailing. You can run the detailing here. So just click on start detailing. So the detailing is running. So just we got the section detailing here. Just I'm going to close this 3D view here. Yeah, so previously I have set this one to columns only. So I'm going to select beams and floors, apply and OK. So yeah, if you see here, we are going to get the beam detailing. It is showing the minimum reinforcement, percentage of reinforcement assigned for beams and columns. If you wish to see only area of steel, just click on this one and go for design, display design info, and you can go for longitudinal reinforcement and apply and OK, right? So if you wish to see the detailing of the beams and columns, you can go for drawing sheet, just expand that one and click on standard details, and you can click on typical concrete beam elevation. So automatically we are going to get the typical drawing of that beam. Okay, so this is the column junction, these are the beam drawing. Okay, so here it has been divided into different zones like A zone, B zone. Okay, and similarly like G, F, F. Okay, so we can see this detailing in the schedules. So if you want to check the detailing, you can go for beam details and you can go for concrete beams. Click on schedules and tables, click on concrete rebar. So we are going to get the schedule table, like schedules of the beams there. So whatever the beam we have given there, and it's detailing. So simply this is nothing but the schedules of the rebar. So yeah, for beam IDs has been represented, and the spans and the length, the section details, and whatever the steel they have provided there. So 14 die of 2 bars has been provided in A zone. Okay, almost we got same diameter of the bar. Okay, like this we can check for column also. Just go for column details and column, create concrete column, schedules and table, click on concrete column schedule. So here it has been represented the section details. Okay, from the base level it is showing this is like overlapping. Okay, almost we got 22 bars for this one, and for another one we got 25 and 22 here. Okay, so if you want to move the screen, you can make use of pan, and you can see here for different columns ID CC1, CC2, we got the different rebars here, and the spacings has been also provided here. Okay, we'll see in detail in another videos how to check the details, like schedules in detail. Okay, so this is all about the detailing. And if you want to see the 3D view or the cage view of the reinforcement, so you can expand the reinforcement cage view, click on beams. So there are different beams, you can go for different cage views of the different beams here. I'm just double clicking on the beam here, and automatically another screen will be activated like this. And in this we can see the cage view of the beam. Here it is looking very small. So yeah, so I'm just zooming in, and we can see the cage view of the beam like this. Okay, so simply the 2 bars which longitudinal bars has been provided, and the stirrups has been provided like this. Okay, similar way we can check for the column also. Just I'm going to minimize this one, and going for columns CC1. And yeah, so just we got the KHV for the column also. Okay, so this is all about the, yeah, here we can see the lapping also. Fine. So this is just for the beginner level. We'll see how to apply more loads and other type of loads like seismic and wind loads in coming up videos. So if you have any doubts or any comments, just please do comment in the comment section. And if you find this helpful, please share with your friends and like this video. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.